Right, I'm checking it to check it out. So, in today's video, we're gonna talk about time, and that's how basic it's gonna be. Talking about time and what we're gonna, and how to best manage your time, especially in today's current climate, in today's current events. All we got is time. If anything, what's a better way of putting it? If anything, we've got we've got time, but a better way of looking at it is that we haven't got that much time. Okay? So knowing that time is of the essence, because before all this shit was going on in the world, right, we didn't really care. Everyone was just doing what they were doing. You didn't really have to think too far ahead. Oh, if I don't do it this week, I'll do it next week. If I don't do it this month, I'll do it this next month. Or, or you may end up you might be in a certain situation for so long, and then before you know it, 3-4 years pass by, and you're still in that situation. And then stuff like that. You know what I mean? But obviously now the world's changing. We're in a different reality at the minute. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say is that you got to really think about what you're gonna do with your time. Think about where you're gonna invest your time in, who you're gonna invest your time in, what kind of things you're gonna do with your time, all that good stuff. Okay, because as it stands now, and only the people who are awake will understand what I'm talking about, but time is our time is going down real quick, yeah, because things are going to get a lot worse. It's not going to get better, it's going to get worse. And knowing that, you need to, one, pick the right people to be around. 2, make the right decisions on what you're going to do with your time. And what's going to make up everything, what constitutes the time that you're using, time that you're spending. You gotta really think about that now, because time's slipping away, and you need to be around the right people. I think that's really imperative. More than anything else, I think you gotta be around the right people. Especially the people who got the same views of you. If you are around the same people who got the same views as you, as in they're awake, okay. Knowing that we are in the minority, literally a grain, we're literally like a speck of grain, a grain of fucking sand we're like a grain of sand on the fucking beach. Knowing that we're so much of the minority, you got to really pick the right people to be around and use your time and use your energy with, because shit's gonna start hitting the fan. And if you got the right people around you, you've got the same views, it's going to make that situation that we're going to be in, it's going to make that situation a little bit more tolerable. No matter how bad it gets, it's going to make it a little more tolerable. You can't necessarily be around people who are energy sappers, energy sappers, you know, people's favorite word these days, narcissists. Again, well, that falls under energy sappers as well. But yeah, anyone who's, you know, anyone who hasn't got the right, he's not bringing the right energy, or who's not, or who's not reciprocating the same things you're doing onto them, then, you know, you're not using your time wisely. So be around the same people who are going to reciprocate your views, how, you know, who you are, you know, your views and your visions and how you operate. Be around the right people to who's going to reciprocate that. You know what I mean? That's very, very important at the minute. Because looking back, time really does go by fast. You know, it really does go by fast. You know, and you think, you know, you can look back and think. You can look back and you can think, wow, I've just spent X amount of time in a certain situation or with a certain person that ain't bring shit to the table, you know, or brought you down, or brought you down to their level, their lower vibrational level, you know. But you don't realize at the time, because our time was, as we, you know, before it seemed like our time was infinite. You know, we didn't have to map out time. We could just do what we want. Okay, you know, we just do it another time. Blah 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 blah. And we didn't really have a care in the world. But now, like I said, it's very important to use your time wisely. You know, make the right moves to I can't say the word. Strategically. You gotta use your time strategically. Can't say that word. Yeah, so you gotta put yourself in the best situations as possible. Like for me now, the best situation for me, where I currently live now, I don't want to be there. So I'm making strides towards moving out of the area. I'll be going back to my hometown of the Midlands. That's the plan anyway. All I can do is try, and we'll see how it goes. You know, that's what I want to do, so I need to do that very soon. You know, so once I'm there, you know, that's very important for me at the moment. That's one of the most important things for me to do. I need to get out where I'm at now. You know, be around, so I can be around more of my family, more of my friends, all that good stuff, right? You know, work-wise, you know, make sure you're picking the right things work-wise, what's got longevity to it, you know, not no short-term fixes, you know. Again, you know, some of these things are all the stuff I'm working on myself, you know what I mean. I've already spoke about being around the right kind of people, you know. But yeah, very, 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 very important our time is at the minute. And you gotta, you know, you gotta spend it. You gotta use your time in the right situations. You gotta use your time to be with the right people. All that good stuff, you know. You know, it's not always easy finding out who the right people are. You know, it's almost like you have to kiss about 10 frogs to find a good one. You know, all that kind of stuff. You know, it's just one of them. You know, you got to look at your friends who you're hanging around with. Are these people really your friends? You know, that's what you got to look at as well. Me personally, I'd rather have no friends than fake friends, or people who just want to use me when it's convenient for them, you know. So time is all we got, but time is very precious now. Time is of the essence, and it's like that little, that little timer thing with it's got the glass with the sand in it, and it just drops down. That's how it is at the minute. It's just dropping down real quick. So yeah, you got to be right. Yeah, so it's very, as I said before, you got to be around the right people, the right situations, all that good stuff, because shit's gonna get a lot worse. And if you're around the best people who can bring the best out of you, who reciprocate the same things you do unto them, it's just gonna be, you'll almost have a perfect world within an evil world, So that's how I'm gonna look at it. And yeah, so without rambling on anymore, I'll leave it at that, and I'm out.